Well, I'll make a cameo. Good morning. It is 16 days since my last update. Cry your pardon, everybody. Here's how everything is looking in the other vegetables. I have these damn white icicle radishes, and every time I've grown them, they bolt right away and go to seed. Look at this. Thing's like 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall. Cabbage finally starting to come through. Lettuce coming back a little bit. Carrots, kohlrabi, and turnips. The beans have really fluffed out. Put it in perspective here. It's a 1.5 feet tall at the tallest, so cool on that. Those are like my main vegetable crop, besides peppers, of course, and tomatoes. But we'll start at the back here. I'm going to do a little more thorough showing since we have some babies coming along now. I leave for a week. Last week there was nothing other than like 1 or 2 peppers, and all of a sudden, poof. So this is my lilac bell. It doesn't have any peppers on it yet that I know of, but look at how thick the stem is getting. Nice and sturdy. She appears to be doing quite well. A couple things nipping at the leaves here and there, but it's not bad. And here is my Carmen Sweet, which does have a couple tiny peppers on it. Nothing huge just yet, but it's good to see some turning. Giant Marconi, same thing. I have, I think, or maybe I don't have any. Oh yes, there it is. I thought I had just picked a flower petal off of one of these. And here's my sweet long, whatever it might be. It's got a lot of flowers on it, but nothing happening yet. Big leaves now. I'm glad that one finally caught up. Oh. Cameo by some sort of bee. And there's one of my toy balls there. Now here's the Tasmanian Reds, finally starting to come along a little bit more. And we got some tiny flower buds ready to open up. I'm looking forward to trying these again. Hey, here's another arthropod cameo. A nice butterfly. How about that? Everybody's hanging out in the garden. I had a grasshopper in here yesterday. I'm pretty sure they nibble on the leaves, but I have some aphids and some other, maybe gnats or something, on a few of my front plants, so hopefully they'll take care of those. In any case, what do we got here? You're camera shy. Some sort of bugs. Anyway, I'm glad that these are both doing really well. They're both coming through the winter this year. I'm going to overwinter a lot more than I did last year, and I'm actually going to keep them active. I'll prune them so they bush out, but Purple Flash. This one I couldn't even begin to show you how many peppers there are on this thing. They're all really tiny like this, but as you can see by the overhead view here, there's lots of flowers. It's kind of hard to see them at times too because the leaves get purple too. Not just black, but actually like a light purple here, and the leaves are like speckly, striated, variegated they call it, I believe, with all the different colors like this, white, and almost like those coleus plants get that similar look to them with the variegation, and also hostas and other lilies. So here's my first or second poblano, but there's another one on here. I don't remember which one I saw first. Either way, I'm glad that those are producing now. They definitely, it's a healthy plant. Look at the base of the stem here. If I can get through all the debris here. There we are. It's about the thickness of my index finger. At the tip, of course. But the ones that have really started blowing up are these padrones. I got 3 plants. We got a lot of peppers on these. See if I can find any appreciably sized ones on this plant. I'm not sure if I have any good sized ones on here. I mean, there's just some small ones. But this next plant, this one has got a lot on it. Here's one of the bigger ones. And these plants are just huge now. They're probably 2 feet tall, not counting the roots. And there's all kinds of other ones that are just coming up. Muchos padrones. I don't know if that's correct, but in any case, I gave it a shot. There we are. And then here's another one. And I'll show you the big one. Check that one out. There we go. And here's one of the old edema leaves. Still kicking it. And this is the Peter pepper. I did have one on here that I accidentally broke the stalk on. It was probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches long. And it was actually starting to get a little bit of heat to it when I tried it. So this one looks like it's going to be a good producer for me. The plant is nice and sturdy, very thick stem at the base for how short the plant is. I'm glad that I topped them, and I kept topping them and topping them, just pinching off side nodes here and there. The purple jalapeno is just booming. All kinds of flowers and all kinds of peppers now, tiny ones, but here's one of the bigger ones. Still pretty small, but they're coming along. Not bad at all. Should be a good producer. Look at that gorgeous flower. They're really pretty. They open up and they're really, really big. And now here's another one that's just blown up with peppers. This is my Ring of Fire Cayenne. There's the big one, and then there's another one that's fairly close in size over here somewhere, but it's just throwing out tons of peppers. As I expected it would. Cayennes are usually good producers. There's another one. Another one. I probably counted 1.5 dozen, 2 dozen pods on this yesterday when I was looking through it. Now here is my golden cayenne, which is finally caught up again. One of the side branches was a lot bigger, disproportionately large. Look at all these on this one node. And then there's another one. Here's the biggest one right here. This has really gotten huge in the last couple of days, so cool on that. Bird's eye definitely had the hardest time adjusting, so it's not really flowering yet. A couple tiny ones, but once that starts going, it's gonna just take off. Here's my orange manzano, which is looking great, despite the fact that it has aphids on it, and there's some gnats or something down in the dirt here that flutter around. Tabasco's had a hard time. It's gotten chomped by stuff a few times. There was a grasshopper, which I think might have been it. But there's my yellow-orange bird pepper over winter. Still no flowers yet, but it's fluffing out really nicely. Burgett's Lokoto, that's really taken off again, and it's really tall. I knew once it started getting warm that these bacotums, look at that, there's my Brazilian starfish, almost unrecognizable from what it looked like before. It almost looked like a chinense the way the leaves were crinkled. It looked similar to the Fatale there. Hurricane has finally bounced back fully from that edema, and it's taken off like a champ. So, and the Cerro Recife too, that's another one I was worried about. It was kind of stunted, but as you can see, even though it's short, it's really bushing out big time, and the Fatale's getting taller, starting to throw out some flowers here. I might let one of those go. White butt, this one's probably the healthiest out of my chinense, except for maybe this little gal over here, my yellow Bikino. Thanks again, Alice, for sending me those seeds. We'll be doing a review video of those later this summer, obviously. Any pet plants I get peppers from, I'm going to be a lot more vigilant. Since I have less pepper plants this year, I can actually do all the reviews of every pod that I have, and yeah, without lagging behind. There's the chocolate butt bouncing back. It was a little lagging for a while. Ancient Sweet starting to throw out some flowers and has some peppers on it, so I'm looking forward to those. I dug those immensely. Here is the Chocolate Bell, or sorry, nope, that's the Red Sweet Banana, California Wonder, and Chocolate Bell. So I'll see y'all in about 2 weeks. Take it easy.